Good morning. I'm Pete Najarian. The start of another week. We had an interesting close to the last couple of weeks where we've really seen markets really take off to the upside. We continued with that as far as the Dow is concerned. Dow added about 150 points on Friday. Pretty nice day. When you look over, though, a little bit of a divergence here when you look at the NASDAQ actually in negative territory for a lot of the day and actually finished in negative territory, down only about 20 points. So not a huge difference there, but you're certainly seeing that the Dow had some outperformance on Friday. The markets have been ripping to the upside. We've had two great weeks. We'll see if this continues. You look at the price of crude. Crude's been on this rally back off of a little over a week ago where it was trading in the mid 90s, finished the week right around 113. So pretty strong performance from that side of things. The 10-year has been moving and moving at a really rapid pace. I know it doesn't seem like it, but when you see moves from 2 to 2.5, actually in the short period of time that we have seen, we certainly have to look at that and see the velocity of that kind of a move. Very, very strong and very powerful. Matter of fact, hitting new, multi or at least a year highs for sure. No doubt about that. With volumes, by the way, in the options on Friday of about 45 million contracts. So a busy day. Apple, nearly 2 million contracts. Well, I look over at Tesla, almost 1.5 million contracts. Tilray, NVIDIA, both over 1 million contracts. Now, Tilray, I think, really interesting because when you go back to last Thursday and even into Friday, a lot of activity around many of those different cannabis names. Tilray, definitely one of those names that does stand out a little bit, but it's Canopy. It's a lot of different other names as well. But Tilray is definitely the leader when it comes to some of that volume. As I say, you get over 1 million contracts, that is saying something. And certainly on Friday, a lot of follow through from what we'd already seen on the Moves Tuesday, all about the vote and everybody trying to figure out which side they want to be on this whole thing. And certainly seeing a nice performance out of Tilray of late. So the energy sector, strong, up about nearly 2.5%, obviously with the price of oil, the price of crude moving to the upside. Financials had a good day, looking over at the 10-year. That was up nearly 1.5% on Friday. Materials continue to do very well along with energy. It was technology that was just small into the red. Semiconductors, on the other hand, they were getting a little bit hit to the downside. So that was really where we were seeing the biggest pull on the NASDAQ. There's no doubt about that. What was really moving? We had names like Mosaic. That name's often been in the category of movement of late, more often on the upside than the downside. A really nice move out of Mosaic. That continues. You look over at the beta energy names, obviously with the price of crude that we're talking about here, Halliburton, Phillips 66, those names. Throw in KMI, Kinder Morgan, which we don't talk about very often, Chevron, Conoco, Exxon, you get the idea. Across the space of energy, everything moving to the upside. Financials, Wells Fargo definitely outpacing along with Bank of America, trailing along a little bit with that move to the upside, JP Morgan. But a really nice move and a move in the Dow itself is Travelers. Travelers having a very nice day. Look over at the weak side of things. Moderna had a little bit of a pullback, but that's been one of these names that's up and down, more up of late than down, but it was down a little bit. Seagate down yesterday on Friday as well. And then you look at Okta, you look at DocuSign, you look at Datadog, you look at Zoom, all of those names with a little bit of pressure pushing them to the downside as well. So when we look at the backdrop of everything, we look where the 10-year is right now at these multi-year highs. We look at where crude is. You can understand where the markets are starting to see a little bit of movement once again. Crude today starting to pull back a little bit. We talked about 113 today, trading right around 108 last that I looked, and the 10-year still hanging right around that 2.5 area. But what really stands out today when we talk about sort of the big broad picture, Bitcoin's been on this race to the upside. It hit 42,000, hit 45,000 today, over 47,000 on about a 6% move to the upside for Bitcoin. So really having a pretty incredible performance day already early on. Now, when we look at the markets, still a little bit of a disconnect, but the disconnect today is that the NASDAQ actually is performing pretty nicely, and it's the Dow that's taking a little bit of a hit, down about 110 to 150 points, depending on the moment that we're looking at it. So that's something I think you just want to keep in the back of your mind as you're seeing NASDAQ actually move to the upside. It was up 100 points, started to give back a little bit of that, but it's been moving mostly in positive territory all morning. Energy, under pressure today. You look at crude, obviously you're going to see that down about 2.5%. Materials down about 1% today. Financials they were a little bit under pressure early on as well. Consumer discretion, well, that really is an interesting one because of the influence of one stock that's really pressing things. It was up 1%. Matter of fact, right at the time of this that I'm talking to you about this, up nearly 1.5%. It's Tesla. And you look at Tesla and the idea that Tesla may split. Plus, you've got Berlin getting ready. You've got Austin getting ready. People are getting very excited about that. Talk about a stock split once again, giving that a nice push to the upside. Matter of fact, a 5-6% move to the upside for Tesla, well over 1,000 once again. Moderna, I just talked about there was a little bit of pressure on Friday. That's one of the names that's moving into positive territory, along with Adobe, Okta, Docu, Zoom. You get the idea, sort of flips and flops around a little bit. Now, there is some weakness out there and some substantial weakness from the financials. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, looking at travelers that had that strong day, a little bit more of a weak day today. Mosaic, also a little under pressure today. CF Industries, you get the idea. Some of those names that have really been rushing to those 52-week and multi-year and maybe all-time highs, little bit of pressure that they're pulling back just a little bit. Makes a lot of sense. Beta energy names under fire today. I talked about energy, talked about crude, but it's APA, it's Diamondback, it's Occidental, those names all under some pressure today. Significant pressure actually pulling on the markets to some degree. I got two unusuals and I'm out of here very rapidly. Microsoft, number one. Microsoft trading right above 307. Nice big move to the upside very quickly today, early on. 13,000 of the April 1st expiring 310 calls. So the just out of the money calls, they've got only till the end of this week, $1.40 to $2.80 for these 310 calls. Microsoft already having a pretty nice performance day when you take a look at what's going on. You talk about what's really powering the NASDAQ, take a look over at Microsoft along with Tesla, certainly giving a nice lift. Secondly, I've got Pfizer. Now, Pfizer, not always as exciting. It's not Tesla, it's not Microsoft, it's not Apple, but every once in a while we do see these kind of moves, and we all every once in a while do see some unusual option activity. 10,500 of the April 1st again. Now, that has been the theme, is very, very short term. We're seeing that once again, really with just about everything we're seeing today. But Pfizer, the 54 strike calls, they expire at the end of the week, 28 cents to 38 cents, fairly inexpensive options. Will the stock be able to make that kind of a run? Stock was trading just below 53, so it's only got to start to push to the upside just a little bit, and those options do start to move. But they're going to have to do it in a hurry because these do expire on Friday. Folks, have a great day of trading. I hope you had a great weekend, and we've got a great round table tonight with Tony Dwyer. You're going to want to join right at the market close as well with Market Rebellion. Have a great day of trading.